Welcome to our YouTube channel, a place where the darkest corners of reality come alive through chilling audiobooks. Here, we bring you spine-tingling tales inspired by real crimes, untold mysteries, and the unseen horrors that lurk within society. So, sit back, turn off the lights, and prepare yourself for another terrifying journey into the unknown. In the heart of San Antonio, Texas, stands a silent fortress of limestone and legend, the Alamo. Once built as a mission to spread faith and peace, its walls would one day echo not with prayer, but with gunfire, screams, and death. Its white stone facade gleams beneath the hot Texan sun by day, but by night, it becomes something else, a graveyard of restless souls, forever bound to battlefield where they fell. It all began long before the horror, long before the ghosts. In the early 1700s, Spanish missionaries built the Mission San Antonio de Valero, later known as the Alamo. Its purpose was holy, conversion, education, hope, but as decades passed, holiness gave way to war. By the 1830s, Texas stood on the edge of revolution. The Mexican government, led by General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna, sought to reclaim control of the rebellious state. Yet, within the stone walls of the Alamo, a small group of American defenders, farmers, frontiersmen, soldiers, prepared to make their stand. There were only 188 of them, facing more than 4,000. They knew they couldn't win. They knew death was certain. But still they stayed. As one survivor later said, "We knew we would die, but we also knew we would die Texans." February 23rd, 1836. A cloud of dust rose on the horizon. The Mexican army had arrived. For 1,000 men marched under the blazing sun, their red and white flags fluttering, their drums echoing through the empty plains. The defenders of the Alamo looked out from their ramparts and saw the sea of soldiers stretching beyond sight. Inside the walls, William Barrett Travis, commander of the Texan forces, stood tall with fire in his eyes. Beside him, the legendary frontiersman Davy Crockett, with his coonskin cap and long rifle, leaned against a cannon, smiling grimly. James Bowie, sick but defiant, lay on a cot inside, his famous knife by his side. "Gentlemen," Travis said, "we may not leave this place alive, but the world will know we fought." That night, the first shots rang out. Cannons thundered, shaking the very stones. The defenders returned fire, sparks lighting up the sky. Smoke rolled across the courtyard, and the cries of the wounded pierced the air. For 11 long days, the siege continued. The Texans refused to surrender. Each sunrise brought new bombardment, new death, new defiance. The air smelled of gunpowder and blood. The sound of battle became a heartbeat, steady, relentless, alive. Travis sent out one final message, a letter written with calm determination. It ended with words that would echo through history: victory or death. March 6, 1836. The dawn came red. Before the sun could rise, Santa Anna's troops attacked from all sides. Thousands stormed the fort, shouting, "Viva Santa Anna!" Muskets blazed. Cannons roared. The walls trembled beneath the onslaught. Inside, the defenders fought like men possessed. They fired until their ammunition ran out, then used their rifles as clubs, their knives as last resorts. Smoke filled every corner. Blood soaked the ground. William Travis was among the first to fall, shot through the head while manning a cannon. Bowie, too weak to stand, was killed in his bed. Davy Crockett fought until surrounded, his hands shaking from exhaustion but never dropping his weapon. Witnesses said he was found surrounded by bodies, dead men piled at his feet. By sunrise, the battle was over. The Alamo had fallen. Santa Anna ordered that no man be spared. Every body, every brave soul, was gathered and thrown into a single mass grave. Flames rose above the fort as the sun climbed high, and smoke carried the souls of the fallen into sky. Silence followed, but that silence did not last long. After the massacre, strange things began to happen. Mexican soldiers who stayed behind to clean the battlefield refused to enter certain rooms. They claimed to see shadows moving, to hear voices crying out in English, to feel hands gripping their shoulders when no one was there. One soldier swore he saw a man with a coonskin cap standing in the doorway. staring at him with hollow eyes. Another ran screaming into the night, claiming he saw a man with a Bowie knife rise from the ground and whisper, "Remember the Alamo?" Santa Anna, furious and unnerved, ordered the fort destroyed. Yet even his own men refused. "General," one soldier stammered, "the spirits won't allow it." Indeed, those who tried to demolish the walls said unseen forces pushed them back, tools breaking in their hands. Some said they heard the beating of invisible drums, marching footsteps, the echo of battle cries long after the war had ended. The Alamo became more than a ruin. It became a wound that never healed. Over the years, the fort was restored, preserved, honored. But with each passing decade, stories continued. Guards patrolling the Alamo at night often reported hearing footsteps on the roof, as if soldiers were still pacing their posts. Tourists spoke of seeing men in tattered uniforms walking the perimeter, only to vanish when approached. And then there were the screams. After midnight, those who dared to linger near the old mission claimed they could hear the sound of battle returning. The crack of rifles, the clash of steel, the dying cries of men. Some witnesses described figures of light, moving through the shadows like flickering ghosts. Others saw the outline of Davy Crockett himself, standing near the north wall, musket in hand, eyes burning with eternal vigilance. A night watchman once reported seeing 3 men on horseback galloping to the plaza, silent, transparent, but unmistakably real. When he looked closer, he recognized them as a rider sent for help, their spectral forms frozen in their final, desperate ride. And deep inside the chapel, visitors have seen a tall man in a long coat kneeling before the altar. His lips move, but no sound comes. Some say it's William Travis, still praying for his men. Across the street from the Alamo stands a hotel, modern, bright, alive with tourists. Yet, those who stay in rooms overlooking the fort speak of sleepless nights. "I woke up the sound of drums," one guest said, "trembling. I thought it was a street until I heard gunfire." Another guest described looking out her window at 3 a.m. and seeing figures on the walls. Men loading cannons, shouting orders, running, falling. She blinked and they were gone. But the faint smell of smoke drifted through her open window. Some nights, a cold wind blows in from the plaza, carrying whispers. "Hold the line. Don't give up. Remember the Alamo." Those who sleep with their windows open say they wake to see shadowy faces staring back. Faces of men who fought and died there, still guarding the land they swore to protect. Many guests move to rooms facing away from the Alamo. Others leave before morning. In 2024, a group of paranormal investigators from Texas, the Lone Star Hauntings team, decided to spend a night inside the Alamo. They brought thermal cameras, EVP recorders, and motion sensors, determined to find proof of the legends. At first, the fort was silent. The night was clear, the moon bright. They walked through the chapel, their footsteps echoing softly. Nothing yet. Their leader, Clara, whispered. Then the temperature dropped. The air turned heavy, pressing on their chests. The cameras flickered, batteries draining in seconds. A low hum filled the air, growing louder until it became the unmistakable sound of marching boots. "Do you hear that?" one of them gasped. From the direction of the outer wall came a voice, deep, commanding, angry. "Hold the line." Another shouted reply followed, muffled, panicked, then gunfire. Invisible bullets tore through the silence. The team hit the ground instinctively, terrified. When the noise stopped, they played back their recorders. The audio was filled with static, but beneath it, a faint whisper emerged. "Tell them we're still here." Clara's hands shook as she turned off the device. "We need to leave," she whispered. As they walked toward the exit, one of the cameras caught something. A figure in the doorway, dressed in buckskin, holding a rifle. His face was pale, his eyes empty, but his stance proud. He looked at them for a moment, then disappeared into thin air. Even today, the Alamo stands as a monument of courage. By daylight, it draws millions who come to pay tribute. But when the sun sets, its stones remember. Locals say that the fort itself is alive, that the walls breathe, the ground hums, and the spirits of those who died there rise each night to relive their final stand. Sometimes, just before dawn, Passers-by see a faint orange glow above the roof, as if the battle still burns in ghostly fire. Others hear the faint ring of a bell, the same bell that once called men to arms. It is said that if you listen closely in the early hours of March 6th, the anniversary of the massacre, you can hear the last cries of the defenders echoing through time. Victory or death, those words still linger in the wind, carved forever into the spirit of Texas. The Alamo is not just a historical site, it's a threshold between life and death, between the living and the lost. Every year, historians come with facts, tourists come with cameras, and believers come with prayers. Yet, no one leaves untouched. Something within those walls changes you. You feel the weight of sacrifice, the chill of unseen eyes, the pride of those who stood against impossible odds. And maybe, just maybe, you feel them standing beside you, the ghosts of Crockett, Bowie, and Travis, watching, guarding, reminding the world what courage means. So if you ever visit San Antonio and the night is quiet and the moon hangs low before it, stop and listen. You might hear boots in the dust, or muskets clicking, or a voice whispering through the dark. Remember us. Remember the Alamo.